Well, welcome, Coach.
Thank you,
and
Cliff.
Congratulations on 600 victories here at Little Rock. You got that on, Friday evening?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's take a look back at your career. Did you ever think at this point that you would be sitting here with 600 wins? You'd have almost 40 years on the bench under your belt?
Cliff, life has a lot of twists and turns, okay? I've been really fortunate that I've had the choice to be at UALR for the last 40 years. Did I think I would ever stay here 40 years? Probably not. You know, time as you get older just kind of slips away from you. The 600 wins, one of the players after the match said to me, "Congratulations, Coach." And I said, "For what?" And she said, 600 wins. And I said, "Oh, do I have 600? And she said, "Yes, you do." So, not that I don't treasure the 600 wins, but I think in the game of winning and losing, I think it's more important to me that I make young people win on the court, off the court, in their adult life, become good citizens, those kinds of things, I think is more important to me. And if we go back to the 600 wins, could have never, ever done that by myself. I've had great players, I've had great assistant coaches, I've had great backing from the administration, and I'm just a small, small piece of that puzzle.
Well, what has been the driving factor that's kept you going for this long? You said that you probably didn't expect to, coach for almost 40 years, but there's got to be something that's kept you going year after year.
You know, I love my job. I love the people I work with. I love the athletes. I've been blessed with a lot of good health, and I always wanted to influence and improve young people's lives, and I think that has probably been the driving force.
Well, talk about good health, but also good spirits. In the short time that I've known you for a few years, despite your age,
Sure.
you carry yourself in a way that's maybe 20 to 30 years younger. You've got just an amazing spirit. You always have a smile on your face. We laugh a lot, especially when we go on the road. A lot of jokes, a lot of back and forth. Where does that come from? I mean, you have a young spirit.
Well, I think being around young people makes you stay younger. And then I think I have a lot of inner peace because, I am a Christian. I do believe in God. So I think those things, if you put them all together, kind of makes you, either you grow old gracefully or you don't grow old gracefully. And I've tried really hard to grow old gracefully.
I think you've done a great job of that.
Thank you.
Well, let's shift back to the game. From where you started as a coach to now, how much has not only the game of volleyball evolved, but also the athletes that you deal with on a day-to-day basis? How much has that changed over time?
It's changed a lot. When I first started coaching college volleyball, the overhead serve just was introduced.
Wow.
Then we played sets to 15, and you earned every point. Only the serving team could score.
Right.
We played 2 out of 3.
No rally scoring.
For the match.
Right.
The thing with players is, and of course rally score came along after they wanted to televise volleyball matches to make it faster. Players, I think back in the day, there was not nearly as many distractions as it is today. I think it's become harder to stay focused today with the distractions that you have.
Sure.
And the time limits that you have. If you're distracted over here by this, in the days before social media, probably the volleyball match, the volleyball practice, all of this was probably your highlight of your day, because there was not 10 other things tugging at you.
It was a lot easier to keep them from looking around at other things.
Yes, a lot easier. A lot easier.
Well, let's talk about your current team. It's a roster that you've put together over the last couple of years, a lot of key transfers prior to last season. In my opinion, and I think a lot of people share, it's a roster that's built to win this conference and get the program back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2014. How do you feel about where they are? 4 games to go in the regular season. How do you feel about the opportunity they have and how they've advanced?
We started the season, our conference strong, and then we kind of hit this little dip, and then as we have begun to come back, splitting with Moorhead helped us, and then winning last weekend helped. This team has the ability to do this, but I think it's going to be with some strict playing and practicing now, from now on out, very intentional, very purposeful.
Yep.
And this team, their personality is a lot of energy. And if they don't bring the energy,
Yes.
then we don't play as well. And then, of course, never ever to lose our focus of what our goals are.
Absolutely.
So if we can win out, these next 2 weekends, possibly we will be in 3rd place. That'll give us a better seed,
Right.
a better chance to get to the NCAA. Stacking
up against the rest of the OVC, and especially with the win over Moorhead, who looked like they were just running away with it. It's got to seem like that they can compete with anybody in the conference.
Right.
So once the tournament arrives,
Right.
then it's just a matter of, are we locked in?
Yes. That's very, like I said, intentional, purposeful. We've got to keep that in mind.
Well, let's think hypothetically here, just for fun. Let's say this current team wins the OVC. They get back to the tournament, regardless of the result at the tournament. How much would that play into your decision towards next season, to whether come back or maybe ride off into the sunset on a legendary high note to wrap up what's been a fantastic career? How much would that play into that?
Winning championships, you have a couple emotions when you win championships. The first one, if you're a younger coach, you always think, okay, I could build a dynasty here, or I could maybe get a better job. Those are 2 things when you're younger. When you're older, you're thinking, okay, obviously every older coach wants to go out on winning notes. But then coaches somehow have this feeling inside, they're optimistic about what can I do, what could I do better next year?
Sure.
If I don't win it this year, we're really close, then probably next year is my year. So, with those kind of thoughts going through your head, I don't think I could make that decision to really actually, after we play the tournament and we actually see where we are and if we win or if we don't. I think I'll have to cross that bridge when I get there.
How hard does that decision come here lately in the last few years? The decision to, whether come back or...
It's kind of an emotional decision because I've done this so long. I mean, I've been in, UALR 40 years. I was at Arkansas College, Lyon College for 11. It's kind of very emotional, but I do think there's times in your life that you need to turn the page. Right. And you need to do the next thing for me, and then that opens the door for somebody probably that's tried and true or much younger to come in and take the reins here. I'm sure it's going to carry a lot of emotion whenever I do make the decision.
Well, Coach, we certainly appreciate your time. Congratulations again on the milestone 600.
Yes.
And best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Into the OVC tournament.
Thank
and hopefully you and I will be making a trip to the NCAAs.
Hopefully.
Here in a few weeks.
Yes.